Coverage of Wesco 3A volleyball tonight. We've got an early season matchup between the Mountlake Terrace Hawks are in Snohomish for the Snohomish Panthers home opener of the Wesco 3A season. Thank you all so much for joining us. I'm Maddie Bishop alongside our producer Todd Elvig. We should have a pretty good matchup here tonight. Lots of big kids battling out in the middle of the court is what I predict. We'll see if the passing can provide service for the middles, but that's where the power for both of these teams looks to come from. Just taking a quick look at the warm-ups. Neither team off to a stellar start on their season. Snohomish with a couple of out-of-conference losses. Mountlake Terrace has an in-conference win and a 1-1 record in their out-of-conference record, or out-of-conference schedule so far. But tonight, things start to get real as these two teams start working towards the playoffs. We still got a long way to go, but every little step counts. So we're looking forward to bringing you tonight's matchup. So we see the two teams lining up to serve now. The Panthers lost a ton of talent last year, graduating a pair of very, very talented outside hitters in Kyla Mellick and Jessica Brennis, who are now both on playing collegiately in Idaho. They also lost Jazzy Pointier and a couple others as well. Caitlin Johnson, their libero. So a brand new look Panthers team who also were reclassified this past summer from a 4A squad to a 3A squad. So they're playing in a new division. Mountlake Terrace has a very experienced roster, entirely juniors and seniors making up their varsity squad. So a lot of experience, a lot of repetition together there, and we'll see how that matches up against the brand new look for the Snohomish Panthers. One thing that is relatively similar for the Panthers is the two freshmen who played setter last year, both still in the mix as setters this year. That's Bethany McBrien and Allie Graham. No word before we started the broadcast as to who was actually going to be setting tonight. It's been somewhat of a revolving door, we're told. The one thing that we were also told is that Claire Turner, 5'9" setter opposite, she's a junior. She has been just knocking the snot out of the ball, so she will likely not be setting this evening. So it'll be interesting to see what Alex Tarrant has in store for us. Mountlake Terrace on the other side looks pretty simple. Sophie Parsons, the junior setter, looks to be the option there for him. Anna Soboleva, 5'10", opposite setter. She's a junior as well. She looks to be a force. And Zoe Goodmanson, 6'1" middle blocker, also a junior, crushed a couple balls out of the middle during their warm-up. So lots of questions to be answered. We're really excited to get our first look. Well, to get my first look. Technically, we've seen Snohomish before here on STSPN.com. But tonight I get my first look at these Panthers and these Hawks. And we're really, really excited to be bringing you the action here this evening. Tonight's broadcast, or at least my portion of it, is brought to you by Uprising Volleyball. Brand new volleyball project happening out of Snohomish County, getting ready for a beach hybrid program. That's a combination club indoor volleyball season and beach season all wrapped into one. Tryouts are in November for that one. Check it out at uprisingvolleyball.com.
Number 6.
Good looking new logo there on the screen. Thanks, Todd, for that one. Always appreciate it.
Number 10,
we'll have a player of the match this evening, brought to you by Adrenaline Fundraising. So keep an eye out for who you think is going to be the biggest contributor tonight. We'll see if your opinion agrees with our crack team of experts that we've got here. Throughout the course of the evening, I'll bring you the completely unofficial statistics from the match as well. If you like what you see here, and if you want to see more volleyball, or you want STSPN volleyball broadcasts at your school, please get in contact with your booster club and have them get in contact with STSPN.com. That's how you make it work. So if you're looking and you're watching the Panthers and the Hawks, and you want to know how you can get the STSPN broadcast out at your school, talk to your booster club, have them get in touch with STSPN. You can find the contact information at stspn.com, and we will make that happen for you. Teams are going through the introductions here.
Grace Raper.
6-foot sophomore Grace Raper, the big lefty. She has been having a very good season, playing very well. First of the two 6'1" blockers for Snohomish, Maggie Thunsell, number 14. The second, Ross Gilly, number 15. Decent crowd for a Wesco matchup here. Get better as we get towards playoffs, I'm sure.
Joshua Wood, who will be singing the national anthem for us. Please stand, rise, remove your hats.
We're going to take a quick break here on STSPN.com. We'll be back with First Serve in just a moment.
VideoFide creates the ultimate outdoor protection system on batteries. The OMV is a totally wireless detector camera that can be installed anywhere without wires or power cables. When the motion sensor detects an intruder, the OMV sends video alerts of what caused the alarm to a central station for immediate review and dispatch. VideoFide delivers faster police response and protects remote assets by helping law enforcement catch the bad guy.
All right, volleyball fans, welcome back inside Snohomish High School. We're just a moment away from First Serve. Here's the Panthers of Snohomish take on the Mountlake Terrace Hawks. Early season Wesco 3A matchup. Going to get a good first look, early season look at these teams, see where they're at, and see who's going to step up and contend. Looking around some of the rest of Wesco 3A, Marysville Getchell's off to a good start this year. 1-2 overall, but a good conference win for them. Of course, Stanwood, perennial powerhouse. Those guys are off with a win. Arlington is going to be very good. Maybe not this year, but it's coming. There's a lot of talent up at Arlington High School. Edmonds Woodway, Mountlake Terrace, and Oak Harbor, who made a district championship appearance last year, off to a good start as well. So the teams are huddled up. We've got the lineup set. Coach Alex Tarrant for Snohomish. We'll see what he's got in line for us. It looks like Allie Graham will be starting off as our setter for the Snohomish Panthers. She's got Grace Raper on the right side in the front row. Margaret likes to go by Maggie Thunsell. Hannah Wolf's our outside hitter in the front row. Along the back, we've got Isabel Straley, junior outside hitter number 13. Roz Gillies our back row middle, and she's going to be replaced by the libero number 20, Natalie Stern. Looking over on the Hawks side, our liberos into the match already. That's Gabby Calhoun, number 5. Emily Roldan in the back row along with Madison Grush. And looking across the front, I'm guessing we're going to see right front Sophie Parsons. Yep, she'll be setting. They're starting rotation 6. Number 4. We don't have a number 4 on our roster. That might be Kaylee Heineck in for Mountlake Terrace. Things get a little crazy come high school season. We'll see if we can get that caught up. And then it looks like number 10, Leanne Weatherby, the captain, senior, in the front row for Mountlake Terrace as well. Going to be Allie Graham that'll start us off with a serve. She's searching for a volleyball, finally finds one.
Number 5, Allie Graham at the serve.
And off we go. Just wide, point for the Hawks. That brings Sophie Parson back to serve. That also brings number 12, 5'10" junior Anna Soboleva into the front row. Parsons are set. Soboleva will play the right side. Free ball opportunity. Stern sends it over. There's Calhoun. Parsons to the right side for Soboleva. Dug nicely by Graham. Raper with the set. Out, up over the top. Wolf with a swing. It comes up off the block, and it is touch point Panthers. We're tied at 1 each. Looking, trying to take a wild guess on who number 4 is. And I'm going to guess that that is probably going to be Candace Disney. I'll try and figure that out for you as the match goes on. Service miss there from the Panthers. Point for the Hawks. Checking into the match in place of number 4 is number 7, Alicia Wagner. She's a senior defensive specialist. She's going to serve for the Hawks. That makes my life a little easier. Natalie Stern. Allie Graham outside. Big swing up over the top, and that's Isabel Straley with a kill. Checking into the match, Roz Gilly. Back to the service line is Natalie Stern for Snohomish. Overfeed up, and Straley tries to put it down. No can do. It's coming back at you, but just high over the top. Emily Roldan misfires on that one, looking for some high hands off that big blocking combination of Gilly and Raper on the right side, but she was just a little too high for that. Stern with the jump float. Vicious serve right at Wagner. Out of system free ball play now. Here come the Panthers. Stern. Graham back for Gilly on the backslide off the block, picked up nicely by Wagner, and up over the top for, that was number 12, Soboleva. Grace Raper, the lefty, pounds that one into the net. Nice exchange there. Gilly with a sweet little play back behind Graham, almost like a little shorty slide on that side. Bounces it off the top of the block, and it's good enough to dig and get the transition point. Mountlake Terrace with Weatherby serving. Digging that ball out of the bench there is Straley, but not far enough for Stern to run it down. Weatherby continues to serve. Raper. Ball out of the back row. Here's Straley. Keeps it, almost keeps it alive. That ball's pushed out of play. Nice serve there from Weatherby. Put the ball on Grace Raper. She was not expecting that. Little shift and some words from Coach Alex Tarrant for the Panthers defense. That ball's popped up by Keelan Johnson, Grace Raper gets the kill. And we'll see Bethany McBrien check into the match. Looks like a double sub, so we're going to get a 6-2 double sub, meaning Alex Tarrant's running both his setters tonight. Bethany McBrien, number 2, comes in at the end line to set. And number 7, Claire Turner. We talked about her in the pregame. She's been hitting the ball very well. She comes in to play right side across the front row. McBrien serves before we're ready. Maybe. Officials having a conversation about something. So they did not record the substitution, apparently. Got the second substitution, but not the first substitution. Now we're going to go back. We're going to get the first substitution. And now Bethany can legally serve. Replay called, and we've got it all straightened out. It's early season for everybody. The officials, the broadcast team, the players, the coaches. There's McBrien. Calhoun. Parsons up in the middle, and she's into the net. Sophie Parsons can't quite control that one. Can't control her body as she touches the net. Under the net, they're calling. 5 apiece here. McBrien with the serve. Overset. That one's put down by Straley. Good start for Isabel Straley tonight. She's got 2 kills. Grace Raper has 1. Our extremely unofficial stats. I'm quite certain we missed one somewhere along there. Bethany McBrien serving again. Soboleva. Back set into the middle and a misfire. Parsons looking for her middle. Goodmonson. I think Goodmonson was expecting her to go to the right side to Soboleva. Just a little bit of confusion there as we work through some early season kinks. Can be a difficult thing to do at the high school level. You don't get a lot of time with these players with regards to developing timing and energy. There's Goodmonson. She swings. No touch detected over the top. And Snohomish under the serving from Bethany McBrien are on quite a run here. Can be difficult to put together chemistry in a short amount of time. Oftentimes it's mid-season before you start to see an offense really start to click. Soboleva, nice swing over the top, just a little too hot for McBrien to handle. And Anna Soboleva gets her first kill of the night by my record. Sorry if I missed one. And that brings her back to serve. Taking a look at the serve receive. We've got a 2-person serve receive essentially running for Snohomish. Straley technically part of the serve receive, but not really. Natalie Stern pops that ball up, chased down by McBrien. Free ball from Straley. This ball's up tight for Parsons. She dumps it over. It sits on top of the net and drops for just a second. And a free ball opportunity for the Panthers. Here's McBrien into the middle. Ross Gilly could see that coming from a mile away. Nice tempo on the set from McBrien, and Gilly was up early, ready to put that ball down. Just as we talk about having difficulty getting your timing down early in the season, Beth and Roz go and connect and do that. Why, you ask? They both played for the same club team last year. Hannah Wolf checks back into the match for the Panthers. Was Keelan Johnson who makes way. Straley at the service line. That ball's popped up by Madison Grush. Outside, swing over the top, dig by Straley. McBrien picks it up. Free ball opportunity for the Hawks. Parsons with the set and touches the net again. She's just too tight. As she's coming down, her elbow or her hip are grazing the net. And that is a violation of the rules. Isabel Straley, 5'9" outside hitter. She's a junior at Snohomish. Free ball opportunity. McBrien, hands for Gilly. Gilly pops it off the block. Dig by Parsons. Quick one through. Nice swing there from Roldan. Picked up and out of the back row. Straley got a little confused as to what to do with that one. And in the end, puts it into the net. Nice swing from Roldan for Mountlake Terrace there as the mystery lady, number 4, checks back into the match. She could be Ricky Miller. Listed Ricky Miller as 5'6", Candace Disney as 5'8". My guess, if you compare her to the players next to her, looks a little bit more 5'8"-ish. Roz Gilly, ooh, nice dig there from Grush, her second. And that was Calhoun. Libero usually doesn't get many swings. She gets one there. The rule is she has to contact the ball below the height of the net in order for it to be legal. And we're subbing. We're not subbing. We're subbing. Going for the double sub. Going for the first half of the double sub. Bethany McBride's still in the front row. Allie jumped the gun just a bit. So Allie Graham checks in. Roz Gilly at the service line for Snohomish. Roz with a little slide jump serve. Misses. Now you've got, what are we going to do here? McBrien pushes up with the middle. Tunnelson and Allie Graham will hit the right side here, it looks like, out of rotation 6. Calhoun, Stern, tough one, tipped. Ooh. And a lift called against McBrien. That's an interesting call. That looked like a pretty run-of-the-mill open hand tip, but he judged that to have been prolonged contact, which is actually no longer in the rule book. It's a catch and throw is how they define nowadays. And Mountlake Terrace, 10 serving 11 now. Good serving from the senior libero, Gabby Calhoun. Graham pops that ball up. McBrien, nice set to her outside hitter Wolf. Roll over the top, dug by Grush. Good job by Parsons getting that ball up. The mystery woman, otherwise known as Candace Disney, gets up on that. Big swing through the middle. What a play in the back row by Roldan. But ultimately the kill is going to go to Margaret Thunsell for Snohomish. Nice play there from the Panthers. Here's the other half of that double sub. Grace Raper checks back into the front row. She'll hit along the right side. Tall lefty. Parsons puts this ball into the middle looking for Weatherby, and Weatherby is under the net. Rule in the high school ball is that if your entire foot goes over the entire line, that is a violation, and that one certainly looked to be a violation. That's a player safety issue there. Allie Graham back to serve for the Panthers. Roldan, Parsons, outside for Disney, and that ball stuffed right back at her, and they call her the wall. She's Maggie Thunsell. Apparently that's why they call her the wall. Nice block there. She had Grace Raper up with her. Not a lot of options for the outside hitter on the other side for the Hawks. Allie Graham continues to serve. This one just a touch long. Was just thinking to myself, we haven't seen very many service errors. I should stop thinking those things as Allie Graham puts one just past the end line. That brings up Sophie Parsons, the junior setter for Mountlake Terrace. Brings her back to the service line. And she misses right off. I will just stop thinking. It's apparently no longer in my job description. Checking into the match here, number 11, Keelan Johnson, comes back in, and she will serve for the Panthers. And we also see Isabel Straley check back into the front row. So it'll be Straley, Thunsell, and Raper across the front row for Snohomish. Johnson with the serve. Parsons runs it down. Overfeed Thunsell. Ooh, should have been an easy one. Nice dig by Disney. Calhoun sends a free ball. Here comes Snohomish. McBrien quick in the middle for Thunsell. And a nice swing, a nice play, and a nice kill for Maggie Thunsell. Mountlake Terrace calls a timeout. I'm Matty Bishop. This is STSPN.com. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in just a moment.
Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
Welcome back inside Snohomish High School. It is 16-11 here in set number one of this early season Wesco 3A matchup. Keelan Johnson back to serve for the Snohomish Panthers. Nice serve there. Dump over by Sophie Parsons. That's called a double contact on the setter. Probably a fair call there as the ball gets one hand in the other as she tries to make the turn and the dump. Johnson will serve again. 17-11. Snohomish pretty solid here in the first set.
Number 7.
A little bit of a herky-jerky tempo for the match as we see Alicia Wagner check back in for Mountlake Terrace. She'll be back to the service line. Two-person serve receive again for the Panthers. Natalie Stern and Keelan Johnson covering a lot of space. It's easy to do when the other team serves right at you. There's Straley, puts that ball down in front of, in front of the libero Calhoun, and that is Isabel Straley with her third unofficial kill of the night. Natalie Stern, the libero, back to serve. That means that Thunsell checks out. Roz Gilly checks back in for the Panthers. Stern overfeed, and that ball's put down. Gilly gets an easy one. As an offensive player, you love that play where that ball comes right back to you, and all you got to do is go up and give it the lightest of touches down into a hole on the other side. Easy kills on the stat sheet. Ooh, that was nice, but just missed. Natalie Stern with that good jump float back into area one. You work on developing that. It's a difficult play to come out of for an offense with the ball coming over the setter's shoulder. Straley, Johnson, now Stern. Free ball for the Hawks. Here comes Mountlake Terrace. Weatherby. Soboleva puts that one up. Can't be handled. Rolled on. Now here's Graham. Quick in the middle for Roz Gilly. And you can see it coming. We'll see if Mountlake Terrace can get the hands in front of it. The good change of tempo, though. It's Graham that time. McBrien hit it earlier. It's a good, just flat, straight set to Gilly, who's up in the air as the ball is coming to her. And until that blocker can get in front of it, she's going to have easy ones with those all night long. Bethany McBrien checks back in. She's at the service line, as does Claire Turner across the front row. The overfeed, no touch there. Point for the Panthers. McBrien had a big service run last time around. She'll look to keep Mountlake Terrace under pressure. Nice pass, good set, and a big swing in the middle. Dug by Turner. Soboleva up in the middle. This one outside and pushed just wide. Roldan was looking for a sideline there. That big swing in the middle was Zoe Goodmanson, and she was up with good timing there. 6'1" middle. She's going to be fierce once she gets some timing down with Parsons. That's going to be something to watch for this Mountlake Terrace team. Bethany McBrien takes a little something off that one. Drops the ball into the hole. The overpass counts as a service ace for McBrien, and she is doing some damage at the service line tonight. This time she goes deep. Soboleva, Parsons, outside for Roldan, and she misfires. Bethany McBrien with set point here in set number one, 24-13. She's been at the service line for many of Snohomish points. Soboleva, Parsons finds it, and Roz Gilly puts it away with authority. She gets her first block of the night, and that is set number one, 25-13 in favor of the Panthers. This is STSPN.com. We'll be back in just a couple minutes with set number two.
VideoFide creates the ultimate outdoor protection system on batteries. The OMV is a totally wireless detector camera that can be installed anywhere without wires or power cables. When the motion sensor detects an intruder, the OMV sends video alerts of what caused the alarm to a central station for immediate review and dispatch. VideoFide delivers faster police response and protects remote assets by helping law enforcement catch the bad guy.
Welcome back inside Snohomish High School. I'm Matty Bishop. This is STSPN.com. We hope you're enjoying this Wesco 3A matchup, early season matchup between the Snohomish Panthers and Mountlake Terrace. First set went to the Panthers 25-13. Dominant serving performance from Bethany McBrien and some fantastic connection between Roz Gilly and both of her setters coming out of that quick 31 set in the middle. Really, really impressive. And as this team rolls on through the season, they are going to get more and more impressive as that timing dials in and those players get more used to working with each other. Taking a look at the lineup for the Panthers, it looks like the same thing we started with last time. Allie Graham will be starting setter in the back row. And then we've got Isabel Straley's your back row outside hitter. Roz Gillies, the middle across the back. She'll be replaced by the libero Natalie Stern. Across the front row, you're going to get Grace Raper on the right side. You're going to get Margaret, otherwise known as the Wall Thunsell, in the middle, and you're going to get Hannah Wolf, junior outside hitter, on the outside. Mountlake Terrace, taking a quick look across there. I don't see any changes. Roldan in the back row. Your libero is Gabby Calhoun. Your setter is Sophie Parsons. Your middle hitter, Leanne Weatherby. 5'5" middle hitter, but she's got a big blocker next to her. Anna Soboleva's in the match. So they did change their rotation up a little bit. The mystery woman, number 4, we're going to call her Candace Disney and hope that's right, is your outside hitter. Parsons back at the service line. She will start set number 2. Mountlake Terrace trailing after losing the first set, but Parsons gets him on the board with a service ace right down the line. Nice serve there. That jump float from Parsons. Too much for the Snohomish serve receive to handle. Coach will teach you, if you see Jeff Harlan there in the background, he's telling her, get your platform behind the ball. Passing and playing, many different ways to say it, all the same concept. Easier said than done. Stern passes this one, perfect pass. Graham in the middle for Raper. Nice lefty swing from Grace Raper there. Back defense, Stern gets under it. Nice job by Graham to pop it up. Wolf sends it over, free ball. Here come the Hawks. Parsons outside looking for Disney. Dug by Straley. Outside now for Snohomish. Wolf off the block. Calhoun picks it up. Parsons picks that one up. Soboleva dug by Straley, set by Stern, really tight, and we get the call is under the nets on number 1 on Wolf against Snohomish, and that's going to go point to Mountlake Terrace. Nice rally there, good play from both sides early here in set number 2. Can kind of see Mountlake Terrace getting their feet under him a little bit. Parsons trying to drop this one short. Read early by Stern. Graham outside. That's Thunsell looking for the high hands. No touch. That's out of play. And Mountlake Terrace up 3-0 here early in set 2. Parsons. This pass from Wolf. Graham in the middle. Raper, the lefty. Picked up by Calhoun. Parsons back set. Over the top, Soboleva, dug by Graham. Here's Raper again. Calhoun, Parsons in the middle, Weatherby, and that's a nice play from the senior middle, Leanne Weatherby. 5'5", but that was very impressive. Good timing, good connection between her and the setter, Parsons. Been very impressed with Sophie Parsons tonight. Her level of play is very good. Short serve, Stern again picks it up. Raper playing out of system, back row Wolf, little off balance, and she misfires on that one. And early momentum here for the Hawks as they look to even this one up. Snohomish won the first set. Mountlake Terrace in the driver's seat early here in set number 2. Stern, Graham, Thunsell, dug by Calhoun. Parsons outside for Disney, the big stuff, but a great pickup by Weatherby. Free ball now for Snohomish and some confusion, and they don't pick it up. And a great play there from the senior Leanne Weatherby. The stuff block was on. Thunsell and Raper and Weatherby picked it up, and Mountlake Terrace converts for a point, and then a service ace for Parsons, and it is all Hawks here early in set number 2. Substitution happening for Snohomish. It is Keelan Johnson coming in for Hannah Wolf, try and shore up the serve receive a little bit. Johnson's big part of what Snohomish is doing in serve receive tonight. Parsons going after her right out. Nice pass to Graham into the middle for Raper. This one's off the block. Good pickup by Parsons. Set up, and Disney sends this free ball over. Stern. Graham, tight set, gives an easy one, and again confusion on what should be an easy play. Ultimately, you'd like your middle to recognize that and stuff block it, but this time no one saw it coming. Allie Graham gets the point, and Snohomish brings Keelan Johnson back to the service line as they've got a little hole to dig out of early here in set number 2. Calhoun, Parsons, back row, rolled on, dug by Stern. Graham, outside, Straley, dig from Calhoun again. Outside Disney, up over the top, Stern. Graham, the lefty Raper pounds that one off the block, and Grace Raper with the kill. Nice job moving her hitters around. Allie Graham running her offense very well there. Natalie Stern doing a good job out of the back row, providing the platform for that offense to run off of. Nice job there, the overfeed, and the easy one for Maggie Thunsell. I've got her with 3 on the night. I've got a lot of people with 3 on the night. Our stats are pretty unofficial. Johnson again, service ace down the line. Now Snohomish putting together a little run on the tough serving of Keelan Johnson. Oftentimes, early season matchups are defined by scoring runs either direction, and right now these two teams living up to the billing, trading shots, and the dribbler. Sometimes you get lucky with those, sometimes you don't. That time Keelan Johnson gets lucky. That ball is almost impossible to pass when it comes out of the tape like that. You just have no idea where it's going. That time she wasn't as lucky. Mountlake Terrace gets the ball back. We'll see Alicia Wagner check back into the match. She's going to serve for the Hawks. Taking a look again, I'm really intrigued by this two-person serve receive that Snohomish runs with Johnson and Stern. It's been extremely effective. There's what you do with the two-person serve receive. And finally, we see the Hawks test the corners. And it's a really nice serve from Wagner. And we see almost immediately Straley backs up. Kinda. That one right to Stern. Perfect pass for Graham. Back for Raper. She swings up over the top. Dug by Calhoun. Parsons outside for rolled on. Dug by Wagner. Kept alive by Graham. Straley, that was questionable. Dig by Soboleva. Up in the middle. Rolled on. Dug again by Wagner. I love her platform. She's doing good work back there. And Grace Raper hammers it down the line. Again, nice job from Graham running her offense. Great job from Wagner back there. Wagner and Stern, a good defensive pair. You can see why you would run a two-player serve receive with those two. It's a nice thing to be able to build your offense off of when you got a couple consistent platforms. Calhoun, nice job by Parsons to bring that back, and it's Weatherby again. She finds a corner, and the senior Leanne Weatherby, you look at her, you say 5'5" middle blocker. How does that even work? But man, she makes it work. It's good. Crafty player finding holes in the defense. You got to like that. She steps back to serve now for Mountlake Terrace with a 10-6 lead. Straley, good pass for Graham up in the middle. Just a little off on the timing with Gilly. But when you're 6'1" like Roz Gilly, your timing can be a little off and you still find the floor. McBrien checks in to set across the back row. That brings Claire Turner in to hit right side across the front row now. Snohomish sticking with the double sub here in set number 2. First time we've seen it. McBrien will serve. She was a monster at the service line in set 1. Right to Calhoun. Perfect pass up in the middle, and Goodmunson just can't quite connect with that. Good pass from Calhoun. And Parsons and her middles just need to work on that timing. It's going to be really good when they find it. McBrien continues to be a force for the Panthers. Soboleva, this ball out the right side, hard cut back, nicely dug by Stern. by Turner. McBrien chases it down. Straley with a confusing ball over, picked up and a free ball. Now here comes Snohomish. Wagner back. Oh, Ross Gilly with the slide footwork. And pardon me, that was Johnson with the pass that made that possible. Good back set, and Snohomish running very effectively through the middle. These two young setters, both of whom got thrust into the limelight their freshman year, and Coach Alex Tarrant is going to reap the rewards of that for years to come, I think, as he's got a pair of setters who can really do some work here in Snohomish. Parsons up in the middle. There's that timing we're looking for, and that ball is called inbounds just by a smidge. We've been looking for that connection. That's Zoe Goodmanson in the middle. Her first kill of the night by my records. Pardon me if I missed one. Soboleva now with the serve. McBrien does a nice job. Oh, doesn't do a nice job of staying out of the net. They say she crossed the center line. Wow. I didn't see it quite the same way on that one, but the down ref has a better view than I do. Soboleva again. Johnson pops that up. Free ball from Stern. Calhoun. Parsons up in the middle for Goodmanson. That one's popped up. Oh, Straley almost brought it back. And we started to talk about it, that connection between Parsons and Goodmanson. What's going to happen when that timing starts to come along? All of a sudden, we're starting to see some really good things out of the Hawks in the middle. Overfeed, and it's Goodmanson again, and she's on fire here in set number 2. Anna Soboleva at the service line. She's putting together a good run here as well. Zoe Goodmanson, Anna Soboleva, that's really the only height to speak of. Emily Rodon at 5'7", the junior outside, looks like she jumps really well. She's had a couple good plays. Roz Gilly, and it's Goodmanson with the stuff. Snohomish keeps it alive. Straley touches it over, and Gilly that time puts it down, and somehow, well, Mountlake Terrace coach wants a net violation. Renee Nguyen thought we saw the same thing on our side, but instead we get a kill, another one for Roz Gilly. That's 5 on the night for her unofficially, and that brings Isabel Straley back to the service line for the Panthers. Calhoun. Parsons outside, rolled on. Down the line, McBrien picks it up, and a troubly there. Allie Graham. No, I'm sorry, that's Hannah Wolf. My apologies. Allie Graham checked out a moment ago. Hannah Wolf couldn't quite put the hands on that one. Emily Roldan will serve for Mountlake Terrace. Nice pass. Here's McBrien for Gilly. Swats it over the top. It's kept alive. Calhoun tries, but not quite. She doesn't quite have the power, does Gabby Calhoun, to push that one back from 38 feet away from the net. Roz Gilly comes back to the service line. That means that Maggie Thunsell is back into the front row for Snohomish. They've been chipping away at a big Mountlake Terrace lead. Calhoun. Parsons up, swing over the top, dig nicely there by number 10. That's Caitlin Camacho who's checked in for Snohomish. Nice dig for Mountlake Terrace. Overset and out of play. The dig for the Hawks came from Madison Grush. She sneaks into the match when I'm not looking. Roz Gilly will continue to serve for Snohomish. Think she served that ball with her elbow. Not quite what she intended, but the result was perfect as it drops between two Mountlake Terrace defenders. That's a timeout for the Hawks. First one is set 2. We're STSPN.com. Come back. We got a good one here in Snohomish. And we're back. Now we're back. We were back a minute ago. Roz Gilly at the service line. Snohomish 13-15. Gilly with that slightly unorthodox slide footwork serve. Parsons pushes that ball off the block, then picks it up. The other side, Camacho. And a swing over the top, and Claire Turner just misses that one. She was looking for high hands, can't find it. Mountlake Terrace. Gabby Calhoun comes back to serve.
Number 10 comes in. Back to serve.
Weatherby back into the front row. She's had some crafty points here in the second set. Stern. Good pass for McBrien. Quick in the middle for Thunsell. Nice block there on the other side. That was Weatherby. And a misfire again from Turner. And Leanne Weatherby read that quick in the middle. It was good. It was very good. Nice tempo, nice height. The connection between McBrien and Thunsell looks well. But the block was there. Calhoun continues to serve for the Hawks. That one floats. Camacho again. McBrien. This one a little higher action. And Thunsell rolls it up over the top. Forces the issue with Roldan, and she can't contain it.
Number 5, Allie Graham joins the game.
Double sub going down. Allie Graham's back to the service line. Grace Raper, who was on fire when she went out with the double sub last time around, is back into the front row. Roldan and a service ace for Allie Graham. Emily Roldan can't quite contain the floater as we see Ricky Miller's going to check in and pass for Roldan now for Terrace. And Graham goes right after her. This ball about 11 feet off. Not a bad pass. Disney through and just can't come up with it. Hannah Wolf looking for the dig. Stern behind her. Neither one of them can come up with that. As we see Anna Soboleva back into the match for Mountlake Terrace. Madison Grush making way. That brings Sophie Parsons back to the service line, and she was lethal early in set 2. Stern, good pass for Graham. Outside, reaching a little bit. Nice up from Weatherby. Calhoun sets for Disney. Down the line, and the girl known probably as Candace Disney, wearing number 4, gets the kill. Parsons at the service line again. Mountlake Terrace trailing by a set. Trying to even it up here. Graham with the bump set. Back row Stern. The libero attack. We've seen it once from each side. Neither side's worked. Something tells me these liberos aren't getting a lot of reps in the hitting lines. Most of the time they're passing while the team is working on hitting. And Snohomish calls a timeout, trailing 15-20 here in set number 2 on STSPN.com. We'll be back.
Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
Welcome back inside Snohomish High School. Mountlake Terrace up 20-15 here in set number 2 on the Panthers. Both sides have used a timeout. Sophie Parsons has been a monster from the service line here in set number 2. It's been kind of a Jekyll and Hyde from Mountlake Terrace. They look very good here. There's Natalie Stern. Good pass for Allie Graham. Great dig from Gabby Calhoun. Ricky Miller swings out of the back, and that's just long. Calhoun does a nice piece of work there. Mountlake Terrace just can't quite convert. And Hannah Wolf checks out. Keelan Johnson into the match to serve for Snohomish. And Isabel Straley into the front row for the Panthers. Johnson has been very, very good defensively for Snohomish and very good in the service line. Anna Soboleva does a nice job with that ball. Swing by Disney over the top. Johnson for Graham. Raper off the block. Picked up by Miller. Out for Parsons now. Over the top Disney. Dug by Stern. Graham pushes it outside. Straley dug by Calhoun. Parsons bump set right beside Soboleva. Tough angle, dug by Graham. Overfeed Graper. Good heads-up play to get up and put that back. And it was Soboleva who thought she was going to get an easy kill there. Grace Raper saw what was happening, put the block in front of it, and that's a point for the Panthers, and a big one, because at 21-16, we'd have been looking at Mountlake Terrace just trying to close this out. Now, Snohomish still alive. Miller bump set. Calhoun sends it over. Nice one from Johnson. Graham bump set for Straley. Good work out of the block, but Snohomish keeps it alive. Soboleva got that one. Parsons tries to dump it. Gets, and it drops inbounds. I think she got a touch too. So Sophie Parsons, who's been very good here in set number 2, stops the Snohomish run and brings Alicia Wagner into the match to serve, the senior for Mountlake Terrace. Trying to edge them closer to evening up this match here in set number 2. Keelan Johnson, another good pass. Strahan with a big swing. Good job by Wagner picking it up. Parsons with the overset. Raper dug by Parsons. Soboleva. Wagner down the line. Johnson. Good dig from her. Graham. Raper steps around it, and that girl can do no wrong. She's got 4 kills and a block. All but one of those kills coming here in set number 2. Natalie Stern to the service line, the libero. That means that Roz Gilly is back into the front row for Snohomish. Parsons picks this one up for Weatherby. Off the block, dug by Johnson. Nice play there from Graham. Free ball. Calhoun. Parsons in the middle. Weatherby with the tip. Raper can't come up with it. Gilly was looking for the reach. And Weatherby, she's just smart. Very smart player there in the middle of the court. You can see why she's the captain. You can see why at 5'5" she's holding down a middle blocker spot. Good play again by her. She serves and gets the service ace on Johnson, who's been otherwise exceptional. And now it's crunch time for Mountlake Terrace. They've got 2 points to go. Sometimes these can be the most difficult points of a set, but they've got a nice cushion here in set number 2. Snohomish going to be looking to just find something that works. Straley, Graham, quick for Gilly. Nice job popping that up by Roldan. Free ball from Parsons. Stern, Graham, Gilly, and Roz Gilly. Speaking of finding something that works, that's her 6th on the night. And a wacky offensive play there as you had Gilly hitting almost a 31, or hitting almost from the far pin, from the left pin, and then you had Grace Raper the lefty running around the setter to hit in front of her almost in the seam. I can't tell you that I've ever seen that before. Creative offense from Alex Tarrin, and another service ace for Bethany McBrien. She's been big at the service line. They need her now. Madison Grush comes in for Soboleva here. Try and shore up the serve receive, get those 2 points. McBrien trying to get these Panthers back into set number 2. Calhoun, good pass in the middle. Good Monson, and it's Roz Gilly. Holy smokes. That was an exciting matchup. I thought we were talking about a Zoe Goodmonson kill there. Beautiful timing, great connection, and Roz Gilly said no. Absolutely not. Bethany McBrien still at the service line for the Panthers. Good jump float. Outside now for Roldan. Swing over the top, dig by Stern. McBrien for Straley. That one's off the block. A good Monson and out of play, and Straley gets the kill. And Mountlake Terrace has a timeout. They choose to use it. 22-23, Snohomish on a roll. Back in a minute here on STSPN.com.
I'm the chairman for the Texas Police Chiefs Association Alarm Committee. We talk about what this definition is and what it means to them and their response for alarms. You know, number one, it lets them truly prioritize the alarms. The alarms that don't come to them fitting that definition as a verified alarm, it will allow them to set those alarms to a priority that they probably give alarms already down there on the bottom of the call stack. But the calls that truly do merit a higher response, those get pushed to the top. those get the response they need to actually make arrests.
Welcome back inside Snohomish High School. Bethany McBrien at the service line doing the work with a service ace. 23 all, and Bethany McBrien has been a monster at the service line tonight. Mountlake Terrace has watched their lead evaporate, and we're in crunch time for both teams here. 23 all. It is a race to 25. You must win by 2. McBrien again working down that line, and a second service ace. And Bethany McBrien has put a stamp on this match. She's sophomore setter for Snohomish. Plays a little DS, plays a little setter. Soboleva comes back in for Mountlake Terrace to take the place of Grush. McBrien back at the service line, set point. She serves set point in set number 1, and she serves it just out. I thought maybe we had a touch. It definitely looked like a touch by one of the defenders, but no call from any of the officials, and nobody saw it. The ball changed trajectory, and we're tied at 24 all. We'll see what Snohomish is made up here, as we'll see if they can keep their focus through a little adversity. The crowd thinks they saw a touch. Alex Tarrant thinks he saw a touch. I personally thought I saw a touch. Serve here. Kaylin Johnson, quick in the middle. Roz Gilly finds the floor. And Snohomish puts himself back into set point. Johnson with a nice pass there. Hannah Wolf checks in. Johnson checks out. Izzy Straley. Isabel. I'm told she goes by Izzy. I don't know if that's true. Might just be somebody messing with us. But Isabel Straley, a junior at the service line for the Panthers. And she misses. We're tied at 25. Playing deuce volleyball. We get bonus volleyball here in set number 2. Candace Disney checks into the front row, or at least the player wearing number 4, who we assume is Candace Disney, checks into the front row for Mountlake Terrace. Back to serve, Emily Roldan, senior outside hitter for the Hawks, trying to give themselves the advantage in the deuce match here, 25 all. Gilly with the tip over the top, nice up. The ball's kept alive, and Roz Gilly refuses to let it live. She's got 8 kills. Snohomish and Roz Gilly will serve for set number 2. Snohomish leading 1-0, 26-25 here in set number 2. It has been a battle in the middle. It's been really fun to watch. Gilly, little off-speed floats, and that one comes off of Calhoun, and Hannah Wolf gives a free ball for Mountlake Terrace. Overfeed, holy smokes, and finally it's a combination of Wolf and Thunsell that end it, and Snohomish takes set number 2. Some questionable calls and non-calls down the stretch there. Snohomish survives. We're going to set number 3 with the Panthers up 2-0 here on STSPN.com.
Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
Welcome back inside Snohomish High School. The Panthers of Snohomish up 2-0 over the Mountlake Terrace Hawks here going into set number 3. Set number 2 was an exciting one, 27-25, the final in favor of the Panthers. If you like what you're hearing here on STSPN.com and you want some of this for your school, come and get it. Tell your booster club to get in contact with STSPN.com and work on setting something up so we can get broadcasts happening at your high school. Has to go through your booster club. That's the way you do it. So figure out who runs your volleyball booster club, talk to them, get them in touch with STSPN.com, and let's make some good things happen. There's Allie Graham with the serve to start set number 3. Nice dig there from Natalie Stern. Graham sets outside for Wolf, and that's Hannah Wolf. Just a little too much for the Mountlake Terrace defense to handle. It's been a battle in the middle here tonight, as we have watched some exceptional play from Maggie Thunsell and Roz Gilly. Also on the other side, we've seen Zoe Goodmunson and Leanne Weatherby play very, very well. That swing from the outside, nice one by the player who we're going to assume is Candace Disney. Sophie Parsons has been very, very good for the Hawks. She comes back to the service line. This setter running her offense, she's been impressive. She is a junior this year. That ball down the line, flirting with that ace-error ratio. You got to make it tough on the other team. That means you're going to miss some, but you don't want to miss too many. If you miss too many, you got to dial it back a little bit. It's the constant challenge of a server. Speaking of a server, Keelan Johnson for the Panthers been very good from the service line tonight. She's back there to serve now, number 11. Nice pass from Emily Roldan. Out off the hands of Disney. Dig by Johnson. Out right side for Raper, and Grace Raper pounds that ball off the block. She has been very good tonight. Allie Graham has been very impressive in the way she's running her offense. And she's got a good passing platform to work with back there. Johnson and Stern have done a great job for Snohomish. Oh, speak of a great job. What a pass from Emily Roldan. And that one just can't quite be controlled. It's Soboleva who gets the kill for Mountlake Terrace. I thought that serve I thought was going to be an ace. It was a great pass from Emily Roldan. Checking into the match now is number 7, Alicia Wagoner. She will serve for the Hawks, who will try and prolong this match. Snohomish trying to close it out in 3 here. Allie Graham, Grace Raper, and that ball finds the end line. Grace Raper with her 6th on the night, unofficially. That is a heck of a weapon to have, a lefty who can get up and put down the hammer like that. We saw it with Lily Eason and Lake Stevens. Snohomish has it in Grace Raper. Natalie Stern, great serve. Izzy Straley keeps that ball in play. Then she gets up, pounds it off the block. Calhoun. Parsons outside looking for Roldan, and it was going to be good enough. I think there was some question as to whether the ball was going to go out. I think it was going to drop. So did Natalie Stern. Just decided a touch too late and couldn't make the play. Roldan gets the kill for Mountlake Terrace. And that brings Leanne Weatherby back to serve for the Hawks. Out of system play. Free ball from Graham. Weatherby. Ball's popped up by Parsons. Soboleva misfires down the line there. She was trying to go that corner down the right side. Just couldn't quite find the angle. Weatherby checks out. The libero, Gabby Calhoun, checks back in. Bethany McBrien into the game for the Hawks along with Claire Stern. McBrien has been a monster from the service line. And Calhoun. Parsons rolled on. Looked like she found a touch. No touch detected. No touch called. Point for the Panthers. I thought I saw some pinky action. If you watch the Olympics, they had the super slow-mo. You can see just the faintest touch of the pinky. It's really not that easy in person. Bethany McBrien, another wicked serve down the line. Another point for the Snohomish Panthers. Serve receive shift as Parsons comes back to serve for the Panthers. We'll see if McBrien recognizes the setters in the try line. She does. She serves that one right off the shoulder of Roldan. McBrien heads up play. She's been working him down the line. They move the libero over. And what happens, a kind of unorthodox transition there. The setter comes back in to the try line. McBrien switches sides of the court and immediately serves the setter. Heads up play by Bethany. Nice set from Soboleva. Big swing and a block from Gilly, but it doesn't go down. Straley keeps it alive. Goodmunson. Parsons outside looking for Roldan. She misfires. So the reason that transition works for Mountlake Terrace is because Anna Soboleva has great hands. You see her just step into that setter role. Nice play there. I like what they're trying to do. Unfortunately, it didn't work. They didn't get the side out that they were looking for. Roldan swings, and that one's a combination of Turner and Gilly. Put up the block on that one, and Snohomish rolling big here in set number 3. Up 2-0. Bethany McBrien, a one-woman wrecking crew at the service line, and misses that time. Pretty good tonight. I had to say about 14 good things about her before I finally jinxed her. I must be in early season form too. Usually I can jinx a player way before that. Great runs tonight for McBrien. Anna Soboleva back at the service line for Mountlake Terrace. For the record, I did not jinx her. Snohomish continues to roll. Lizzie Straley back now to serve. Your front row for the Panthers. Ooh, looks like we're going to leave Keelan Johnson in across the front row right now. Good serve from Straley. Pushed up deep. Calhoun trying to bring it back. And we had a shot at it. Just couldn't quite do it. That was Alicia Wagner making the 42-foot pass. And that brings a timeout from the Hawks of Mountlake Terrace. And a timeout here on STSPN.com. We'll be right back. Welcome back inside Snohomish High School. It's dollar pizza time. I'm a little distracted there thinking about the pepperoni or cheese pizza I could get for just $1. Isabel Straley not distracted. The Snohomish Panthers not distracted. They're coming out in set number 3 and playing gangbusters. There's Bethany McBrien. Claire Turner with the tip. Sophie Parsons tries to push that one up. Dig by Straley. Outside now, there's Keelan Johnson. Parsons for the Hawks, Zoe Goodmunson. The tip, nice dig by Stern. McBrien quick in the middle for Roz Gilly, and you knew before she even hit it, it was going to work. What a pass by Stern. Great job getting that one up. That's Gilly's 9th on the night unofficially. And you could just see it. You could see her in the air. The setter recognized the tempo from McBrien was perfect. And it's just such a good play. Nice to see team running at tempo. Nice play. Oh, I thought Calhoun was going to get it back over. Great play by Emily Roldan to run that ball down. McBrien, or sorry, that's not McBrien at the service line anymore. That's Isabel Straley. Putting up some great service numbers of her own tonight. She has been a force. Wow, that time I jinxed her. My bad. Mountlake Terrace brings Emily Roldan to the service line. Player wearing number 4, who we're guessing is Candace Disney, comes into the front row to replace Alicia Wagner. And we saw Mountlake Terrace get up big in set number 2, and Snohomish come back. Mountlake Terrace looking to do the same thing here. Nice pass from Johnson. Quick in the middle for Gilly again. She mishits it, and it still works. What do you do to stop something like that? That's 2 that she's absolutely missed the timing on. They missed the connection, and she still puts it on the floor. Nice to have a weapon like that in the middle of the court. Here's Roz Gilly serving. She gets the trickler. Roz Gilly doing no wrong right now. Snohomish doing very little wrong right now. They're rolling here in set number 3, 16-5. Hey, do you want an STSPN broadcast at your school? I want to come to your school. Let's make it happen. Contact your booster club. Have them get in touch with STSPN.com. We will get them out to your high school. Got really quiet in here all of a sudden. We'll get them out to your high school as best we can. Oh, service ace from Roz Gilly. So contact your booster club. Let's get an STSPN broadcast out to your high school. Let's get some props for Roz Gilly going. She's got that kind of slide footwork on her serve. Reminds me of Lindsay Berg, who was the setter for the U.S. national team in London. Was the first player who I ever really saw do that consistently. It's kind of become a thing. You still don't see it a lot at the high school level, but man, for a player with a high point of contact like Roz Gilly, it can be extremely effective. Calhoun back at the service line. The libero for Mountlake Terrace. Bump set from McBrien. Nice dig there from Roldan. Outside, Disney finds the corner. Candace Disney gets the kill. And the Hawks, again, they're down but not out. We saw Snohomish come back from a similar deficit in the second. Mountlake Terrace, plenty of potential. They played very well in that second set. Gabby Calhoun, good serve there, gets the ace, and they're creeping back into this one, the Mountlake Terrace Hawks are. And again, it's Johnson. Oh my goodness! Maggie Thunsell just goes up over top of everyone, takes that open hand tip and powers it to the floor. That brings Grace Raper back into the match as the first half of the double sub. She's been a beast, the lefty on the right-hand side. And Allie Graham, who has been exceptional with the hands tonight. McBrien and Turner make way for them. Graham with the serve. Calhoun. Parsons, nice job putting up a good ball there, but just not controllable. She put it a little too far outside of the antenna for her hitter to make the adjustment to. He almost got to hit that ball left-handed, and even then it's a really sharp angle. Graham from the service line again. Ooh, that one got away from her. Had a beautiful float, no spin at all, but it floated right out past that inline. Anna Soboleva checks back in for the Mountlake Terrace Hawks. Sophie Parson, who was very good early in set number 2 from the service line, back at the service line for Mountlake Terrace, looking to help get a little something going. And that's a great pass from Natalie Stern, quick in the middle to the lefty Raper. That's tough to do. And a big block from Thunsell and Raper on the right side. And Snohomish looking good here in set number 3. That connection between Allie Graham and Grace Raper is really impressive. Raper running a faster tempo ball in the middle of the court. She's a left-handed hitter. That's a different spot that the setter is setting to than it is with a righty. Oh, let's talk about Isabel Straley. Just goes up and hammers that overfeed down, and we're going to do one more timeout for the Hawks here. 21-9, all Panthers in set number 3. Hey, you got to come back and see who's going to be the player of the match, though, right here on STSPN.com. Welcome back inside Snohomish High School. The crowds are still in good form tonight. Pretty good showing this evening for a early season volleyball match. I like what I'm seeing across Wesco. Bigger and bigger crowds all the time, it seems like. Keelan Johnson with a vicious serve. Oh, I thought Thunsell was going to put it away, but it's Leanne Weatherby who picks that one up. And a great dig from Johnson, set from Graham. Nice dig from Calhoun. Good volleyball here at the end of set number 3. Disney over the top. Johnson again into the middle. Thunsell! And it's Maggie Thunsell, her second kill in a row. I've got her with 6 on the night. That's extremely unofficial. I'm multitasking in a variety of ways. Keelan Johnson, though, nothing unofficial about her dig. She's back there doing the work defensively, and that serve is vicious. Emily Roldan doing a good job with it, but man, hard to get your team in system when it's coming after you like that. Grace Raper has been a force on the right side for Snohomish, as we see an attack out of them that's really middle and right side heavy, with the exception of some good plays by Straley out there on the left pin. This team really gives you a lot of different looks. It's really fun to watch. Keelan Johnson, Calhoun, nice pass from her up into the middle. Weatherby dug by Graham, and Raper not sure what she was doing with that one. Probably wishes she would have done something else with it, but sometimes you turn around, there's the ball, what do I do? Sounds easy, it's really hard. Alicia Wagner back to the service line for the Hawks. Gonna need something special here. You gotta do it 1 point at a time. Really attest to your mental focus to get back in a game like this. Nice pass from Stern, maybe a touch too tight. Graham set a little off the net, and it just didn't quite connect. Straley hits it long, and there's one. And that's all Mountlake Terrace can be thinking about is, how do we win this one? How do we win this one? How do we win this one? The next one doesn't make any difference. Here's this one. Oh, it's a good serve. It's a really good serve. Tried to put it away. Nice play from Thunsell to keep it up. And yes, that ball comes off the antenna. Not allowed. There's another one for the Hawks. Wagner at the service line doing a good job of keeping her nerve. Mountlake Terrace. Gabby Calhoun got a little bit of a smile on her face. I like that. Nice and loose. Good serve. Stern, good pass. Raper pounds that off the block, and it's down, and Mountlake Terrace putting together a run. Got to think about this ball. If you're the Hawks, you got to think about this ball right now. If you're the Panthers, Alex Tarrant, when do you call the timeout? How much momentum do you let him get? Ooh, that went off the tape. Good pass by Stern. Quick in the middle for Thunsell. Dug over. Stern again. Graham picks up the bump set outside for Straley. Rolled over the top Calhoun. Here comes Parsons. Nice set up for Roldan. Off the hands. Nice job by Johnson. Outside for Straley. Up off the hands again. Parsons. And, yep. Double contact called against Soboleva, and she just thought about it a little too hard. She couldn't make the play and get the ball to come out clean. Wasn't a bad idea. She decided to touch too late. Good play from both sides. Match point. Natalie Stern at the service line. The sophomore libero. Nice serve down the right side. Parsons set up for Weatherby. Dug by Raper. Outside for Straley. Nice touch, but it's Isabel Straley with the kill, and the Panthers with the win, 25-13 in set number 3. So that's it, 25-13, 27-25, and 25-13. The Snohomish Panthers are victorious in their home opener, their Wesco Conference opener here at Snohomish High School. This is STSPN.com. We'll be back in just a couple moments with your Adrenaline Fundraising Player of the Match. Welcome back inside Snohomish High School, where the Snohomish Panthers have won their conference home opener against the Mountlake Terrace Hawks. We're here with our Adrenaline Fundraising Player of the Match, Bethany. You were clutch from the service line. Tell us a little bit for younger players out there, what type of things you think about when you're back there getting ready to serve?
I think about how to get my service and how I know to get my serve, and I don't worry about what other people are saying, and I choose the spot. And I get it there. And if I don't, I'll get it next time.
Extremely effective tonight, extremely positive approach to serving. So we watched. You seem to have a really, really good connection with your middles right now. Talk to us about how much fun it is to play with players like Raza and Maggie.
It's so much fun because I know that if my set's off or I didn't get it fast enough, they'll be there to save it. And I don't know, I love them.
Excellent. Well, Beth, you've done a fantastic job tonight. You're our Adrenaline Fundraising Player of the Match. Great work this evening. Say congratulations to all your teammates for us, and we'll see you guys again real soon.
Thank you.
All righty, that's it for tonight from Snohomish High School. I'm Maddie Bishop. This is Bethany McBrien, our Adrenaline Fundraising Player of the Match. On behalf of our producer, Todd Elvick, thank you for watching, everybody. We'll be back again real soon with more volleyball here on STSPN.com.